it's always a good thing to laugh about some things that are serious in nature, just to make it a little bit lighter. It don't change its influence on no level, but at least for a minute, I can feel like it's not as bad as it really is. But then we back to reality. We need to solve this issue. My problem solving skills must kick in at this moment. Oh my goodness. So I'm glad y'all are with me tonight. I'm gonna share something with you real quick about what I talked about. Today is Wednesday. My mind is so cooked, literally. I'm just cooking. I'm like, what day is it? I'm cooking too hard for it to be. What day of the week is it? Like, Lord, I've been cooking since this morning. Pray for me. It's just, you just need to take your time to do what you got to do. And it can't throw your day. But it didn't throw my day. I was able to execute and do what I normally do on Wednesdays. But I still was making a whole lot of broth. And, oh, Jesus, preparing for tomorrow's day of cooking, which will begin early. All women, all folk who gonna be cooking, not just male or female, will be up before the sun comes up to make it in time. But I do want to share something, or just go over a little bit about what I shared in a video yesterday about what is it that what are we wanting, or how do we want to move forward. I forgot what I titled it on my blog post. But I talked about 3 different things, and I'm just gonna go over it right quickly, just to give you a little extra something. Is it that we want to do what we want to do what we prefer, or do we want to do what we're called to do? And I personally have had that. It's a constant challenge. It's not a one-time questioning. It's a constant, ongoing evaluation that you must do with yourself, where you have a desire to do what you want to do. You have a desire to do what you prefer to do. And then you need to do what you're called to do. And sometimes that little group is like, what we gonna do? Because right now I would prefer, it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with the work. It has nothing to do with the calling. But there are some things that I like to do that's not a wrong thing. It's not a bad thing. But when I put what I want to do, or what I prefer to do, in front of what I'm called to do, then I knock my life out of alignment. What I found is, when I do what I'm called to do, the things that I want to do and the things that I prefer to do, automatically I have the ability to do so. Because the thing that I want to do usually is a gift or talent, an idea, a desire that is a component or a tool that I need to do what I'm called to do. And the thing that I prefer to do is the same. What I want to do and what I prefer to do are usually things that I need to do what I'm called to do. It's so natural to want to do certain things, and it's natural to prefer to do something else. It's that we get to meet our gifts and talents before we get to meet our calling. And so since we sometimes tap into our gifts and talent, ideas, desires, dreams, wants, before we understand that we have a calling, we feel that we have to choose one or the other. Well, you don't have to choose one or the other. Once you come to a place where you know you're called, no matter where you're called to be, and you come to that realization that you're called, and you seek that calling first, the things that you wanted to do is allowed in the calling. The thing that you prefer to do is allowed in the calling. Now, if what you want to do is something wrong, that is usually the nature of the sin, or another thing inside the sin that is a tool that you're misusing that makes it a sin. So there's some searching that has to happen. First of all, there's some work that has to be done. If what you want to do is going to deter you from your calling, or if what you prefer to do is going going to deter you from your calling. There are some characteristics inside of that thing or those things that are really tools that's for your calling. Let me make this as an example. If someone would rather make money selling drugs on the corner rather than, I don't know, teaching kids. If you know your calling is teaching children, but you'd rather be out there selling drugs, maybe you have a business mind that's supposed to teach children how to handle money. So your gift is inside of the sin because it's too natural. You know how to do it off the cuff because you're born with your gifts. You figure out your calling. You're born with your gifts already. It's in your toolkit before you're born. You get a toolkit before you're born. Your gifts, that's why your gifts and callings is without repentance. It has nothing to do with nothing. You was born with it. Those tools were designed for your calling. And when we mismanage our tools and we do all our work at our job, we use all of our gifts and talents at our job. We use all our gifts and talents for other people's needs. We use all our gifts and talents for underhanded and street-worthy things. I mean, we got a lot of street sense, but we don't have no book sense. No, you got book sense. You just using it on the street. We are very smart and intelligent. We're just using it when we're solving other people's problems. So we're misusing our gifts and talents, and it's what we want to do or we prefer to do, but we're not doing what we're called to do. When we do what we're called to do, all of our gifts and talents that we have found, all of them are utilized or can be utilized in your calling. So hopefully that blessed you in some type of way to where you don't have to choose. You can actually have it all. We just have it in the wrong order. All right. Yay.